stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir, I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real, might get you canceled. The whole system need to dismantle. Coppers treated like the utmost wanted. Tryna rule the block but don't know what goes on it. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my burn 95 degrees and I can't get sunburn. Wonder when your government don't make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my please, Brad, I earned that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir, I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real.
You don't have to look outside to see if there's a war going on. They're letting it all come on in the country. Welcome everybody to another episode of Lancescurv. Giant game, giant game. How did I know you're going to come on and be first? Why am I not surprised? Today was the smoothest day. And Diane, yes, you're right here. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to share some information and have some chat. I can't miss this show. It's not because of me. I don't want to hear myself talk, but I mean, just to convene here with my family every day, a little bit we chit chat. Before we get into the topic, I found out recently that I believe it was Colorado. I'm going to research this completely and talk about it. Maybe like a 10-minute, 15-minute type audio recording or something like that. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'm going to do a show, but I'm going to, now if I don't, I have a crap load of stuff to upload to share with you. But I may do some things that may take me, I may take one day off, but it's never a day off because I'm going to have stuff for you. So we'll see. But I'm definitely going to cover this. And that's not what the show is about today. But I heard from a seriously reputable source that I believe it was Colorado, and they had a Venezuelan drug gang move in on several apartment buildings. And it's funny because I haven't heard anything about this in the media. And that's why I'm going to talk about it, right? And why are you not hearing this in the media? Now, what I heard was that they came in as Amazon drivers, posing as Amazon drivers. And when people, thinking, well, I didn't order anything from Amazon, or maybe they did, they opened the door basically and said, no, there's nobody. They kicked the door in, pushed whoever it was in, and took over. Kept the people at gunpoint. I'm not sure if they threw them out, which, I don't think that's likely, but he took control of these apartment buildings, Nino Brown style. And this wasn't just like in the last hour. This happened. It's been happening. But you won't hear anything about this in the media because it's going to make a certain Kamala look bad. It's going to make the Democratic Party look bad because they're the ones who invited these people on in, giving them money possibly up to $150,000 in California to buy homes. But what happened to the people that are here? I mean, I'm so pissed off. It's crazy. I'm over here, but I'm pissed off. Yeah, because I care about my people and what they have to go through in America. And still, that is my birthplace, America. So don't think, I'm not going to come over here and be like, yes, I'm going to now, and I don't concern myself with that because I'm in the motherland and that's where everybody should have came. No, if you want to stay in America because we built it, that's your land to stay there too. I'm not arguing with nobody about that. But that still pisses me off. That's like having a girlfriend you were with for years, or for the ladies having a boyfriend, or maybe not boyfriend, not husband, but your man. You know, you're how do they call it? Common law man, your common law husband. You may not have been married, but you love this man. You broke up. And you may not be friends calling each other, but you still have a feeling for each other. And you found out somebody like beat him up or something real bad, knocked his teeth out, shot him in the legs. But it's not like, well, I'm not with him anymore. You know, it's not like that. There's still a feeling there. You're hurt. You go visit him at the hospital. Like, listen, we ain't together no more, but this is what it is. And so my feeling for America and my brothers and sisters there who are not covert coons, because I can have a love for you to a point. I can't disown you because you might be, I'm not saying anybody here, but a person might be a covert coon or a coon that I wish they wake up, you know, but I'm not going to argue with them because people try to pick fights with me all day long. It's getting worse and worse. I just can't wait for this election to be over. But look at what they did. This is so surreal. This is like the Twilight Zone. Could you imagine? You know, you a kid, they're making you pledge allegiance to the flag, and I didn't want to do it. Sometimes I didn't because I knew it was up from young. I wanted to be like those brothers at the Olympics. Juan Carlos, I think his name was. And what's the other brother's name? I forgot. But they had the black glove fist pointed up. That was me from single-digit ages, even if I didn't know all the way. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. No, man. We built the place, and anything great coming out of it for us is us. It ain't no other. And we have to be, or keep a mouth shut and not say anything. If you have so much control and you built something, you should have a say so there, but they make it where you can't. That's crazy to me, you know? Well, I'll say that for tomorrow. I'm going to research that maybe tonight after the show. I mean, I know I had a good day when I hold the phone up in the bed, and after a while, it hits me in the chest because it slipped out of my hand. I love to go to failure like that. I love to keep my mind popping and my mind going. And I have some other uploads I want to put up tonight too. Little shorts and one little 10-minute thing I did. Did a little something different with it. So yeah, this is where we're going, you know, and we have to get the word out with certain things and share certain things. And, you know, if I'm ever not on point, I was going to say off point, let me know, like, yo, Lance, you know, that was wrong, or you handled that wrong, or I want to grow. I don't want to just be the same way all the time. And you have to be humble to grow. I'm not hung up on myself. You know, there's no script for this. I have my notes and we talk about it. Whether there's 1 million people here or 2 people here, we're going to do what we do. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this more in depth because not many people are realizing. They're realizing it, but it's like it's slipping in on us. Between black women and black men. Like, what's going on? This is engineered too. That's why I made the title, The Engineered Divide Between Black Women and Men. Who benefits from our separation? Let me read off a little bit of something here. The bond between black men and women has always been a cornerstone of strength and resilience within our communities. Historically, the unity of black families served as a powerful force against oppression and a testament to our enduring spirit. Yet, in recent decades, there appears to be an orchestrated effort to divide black men and women, a divide that benefits those who seek to maintain control over our communities. This discussion will delve into the root causes of this engineered division, exploring who benefits from our separation and how we can counteract these efforts to secure a future where black love, unity, and strength prevail. I'm going to say it again. Black love, unity, and strength prevail. It's like throwing holy water on a demon, on a vampire. Black love, unity, and strength prevail. First and foremost, they're attacking us. We got to preserve ourselves. That's the law of nature. Okay, I'm going to say the word God. I can say creator, whatever have you. I'm not saying this in any religious way, but the creator, God, the sum total of all the systems orchestrated by some divine force that's so powerful and so big that if we were to see this entity or be in this entity's presence, we'd explode, we'd melt. It's too much for us, right? We can't handle it right now. But this is the way it's supposed to be, and everything created in nature has a way of defending itself. It could be a little rodent, a little tiger, alligator, a bird. Bird, what can he do with a beak on a big animal? Can't do nothing, but they got wings to fly away. See, the skunk, he'll stink you out. But every animal has a way of defending itself. So that tells me using nature is the closest manifestation in revelation of God. If you just go out in nature and see how orderly things are, we walk out there unprepared and get stung and bit, because we don't know how to navigate ourselves out in nature, as well as the other animals who trust their gut and have a sense and a scent to know when danger's coming. There's so many unseen things that go on in the animal kingdom, and us as humans supposed to be the highest beings. We don't use our gut. We don't use our common sense. We don't use our instinct. We just trust on this technology, which is robbing us of that instinct. And I'll say that from now to kingdom come. So in the 1950s and 60s, Black households were predominantly led by married couples, serving as the foundation of strong communities, despite the external pressures of segregation, systemic racism, and economic inequality. Black families persevered, driven by the love and commitment between Black men and women. This unity was perceived as a threat by those who feared the potential power of a cohesive Black community. Black Wall Street, they were always scared of us. They know something about us that we don't know. That's the bottom line. The 1970s saw the introduction of policies and social engineering efforts aimed at dismantling this unity. The war on drugs, mass incarceration, and economic disenfranchisement disproportionately targeted Black men, removing them from their families and communities. The impact was devastating, leading to a rise in single-parent households and a growing sense of division between Black men and women. In today's digital age, social media plays a significant role in shaping perceptions and influencing behavior. The algorithms that drive social media platforms have been criticized for promoting negative and divisive content, particularly when it comes to Black relationships. The majority of what we see online between Black couples is conflict and division, reinforcing the stereotype that Black men and women are at odds with each other. This is not by accident. Unlike other racial and ethnic groups, Black love and unity are rarely showcased in a positive light, while interracial relationships and the breakdown of traditional Black families are frequently highlighted. The narrative of Black love, marriage, and family is conspicuously absent. This is a deliberate attempt to normalize the idea that Black men and women are incompatible, therefore discouraging the formation of a strong, unified Black family. The question arises, who stands to gain from the division between Black men and women? The answer lies in the preservation of a system that thrives on our disunity. A divided community is easier to control and manipulate, preventing the rise of a united front that could challenge the status quo. The following are key beneficiaries of this engineered division. We can't say it any clearer, right? The elite. The ruling class benefits from the fragmentation of Black communities, as it ensures that the collective power of Black people remains suppressed. Corporate interests. By promoting materialism and individualism, corporations profit from the breakdown of traditional family values, creating a consumer culture that prioritizes possessions over people. The media. Mainstream media outlets thrive on sensationalism and conflict, perpetrating negative stereotypes about Black relationships to boost ratings and profit margins. The prison industrial complex. Mass incarceration disproportionately affects Black men, breaking apart families and communities, and feeding a system that profits from the exploitation of Black bodies. Pharmaceutical companies targeting Black communities with harmful medications and vaccines under the guise of health care. These companies exploit our bodies for profit while undermining our health and future generations. Here's a few historical and present-day examples of division tactics. The Tuskegee experiment, a notorious example of medical racism. This study deliberately withheld treatment from Black men with syphilis, highlighting the disregard for Black lives and the intention to undermine our health and well-being. The war on drugs, initiated in the 1980s, how well I remember. This policy disproportionately targeted Black communities, leading to mass incarceration, the breakdown of families, and the stigmatization of Black men as criminals. Welfare policies that incentivized single motherhood by penalizing married couples receiving welfare contributed to the decline of marriage rates in Black communities. Welcome on in, April. Yes, it was trying to rain up this way, but it stopped, but I expected at some point tonight up here in the mountains. You just never know. But I don't mind a rainy Saturday when I get in. It can rain all at once. I love waking up on a Sunday morning and having the rain hit the garbage can lids, right? It's just a nice, sweet feeling. Makes you just snuggle up in the pillow even more and just say, I ain't got to get up for real. The promotion of materialism. By pushing materialistic values, the media encourages Black women to prioritize financial success over love and family, driving a wedge between Black men and Black women. Introduction of hard drugs. The deliberate flooding of Black communities with drugs in the 1980s and 1990s devastated families, leading to addiction, incarceration, and the erosion of Black unity. Misrepresentation in media. The lack of positive representation of Black love and families in media reinforces the narrative that Black relationships are dysfunctional and unworthy of emulation. Interracial marriage promotion. The emphasis on interracial relationships in media serves to dilute the focus on Black love and unity, subtly discouraging the fragmentation of Black communities. I said discourage, I meant encouraging, because I'm getting heated reading this off again. And it kind of pisses me off that people don't see it, or they don't see it like even part of it. That you talk like this and they get dismissive and Jesus loves everybody. No, racism is over, slavery is over. Just, sometimes I just hope they get it. I don't mean just get it as far as learning what's out there. It's not about me. I learn from other people. That's why I can spit it out this way. Experience. There's no white man who's well studied to say, well, I'm studied here and I've got this degree. You don't have a degree in no Blackness, man. I wore this skin all my life. I know the treatment. You can't tell me. You might learn a few things to spit back, but you never experienced it. And I love who I am. And if I had to switch up, ain't no switching up. I'll come back as I am. If I had to leave here and come back, I'll come back as I am. Because I love the strength that I have. I love the focus that I have. They fear us, our melanin, us on a spiritual level, that we're asleep. Mentally, physically, spiritually, they can't handle us when we're right. And we got to be right within ourselves. We can't be right within ourselves when we're eating their food, listening to their filth, adopting their culture. It'll always keep us down because that's not what was prescribed for us to keep us strong. We're different people, but we take the Western foolishness as the norm. I don't want no part of it. As I was walking through the market today, I was just feeling so good. Nobody was fighting. Nobody was arguing. And anytime I saw a dispute, everybody who's around it may not have anything to do with it. They're trying to break it up. We're not talking people punching each other in the face. I saw two van drivers the other day. They argued intensely for about 15 intense minutes, which is a long time. They had their hands in each other's face, like inches from each other's face. And they might have pushed each other, but the other didn't push back. He did push back, but nobody balled their fists. And they were loud. You know, it seemed louder because I don't know the language yet. When somebody is loud and they speak in a different language, you try to figure, but you know what's going on. And I'm like, if this was New York City, man, they would have been all rolling all over the ground, stabbed, shot, whatever. It ain't gonna last too long there in other bigger cities in America because we have so much tension around us and in us and in our lives. Here's the next one. Police brutality in killings. The systemic killing of Black men by law enforcement is not just a tragedy, but an assault on the future of Black communities by eradicating potential fathers, sons, and leaders. Maybe I'm weird for thinking the way I do, but when I see a Black man killed, that's a whole bloodline. What if he was going to have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children, an X amount of grandchildren? You know how powerful that is? So don't start thinking, well, it was just one Black man this year and not, you know, or it was just 500 Black men killed this year. I don't know what the real statistics are, but it wasn't the 2,000 it was last year. It shouldn't be any at all. They're not snuffing themselves out like that. You've seen videos where white guys get away with all kind of stuff, spitting on cops. I'm not doing this and I'm not, and at worst they may get to tase them. But the minute we move our hand the wrong way on a routine, they say it's routine, traffic stop, we're shot in the head. That's the way it goes. And you need to expect that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And it doesn't make any sense that we accept this as normalcy. I'm not saying to go out there and march. Marching does nothing. We need to get together. If we're not over in the motherland, get together out there. Don't even ask for certain things. You see, in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, you have the Hasidic Jews. They took over. Do you think it happened overnight? That's all you see. And they guard and block watch and have citizen patrols, right? Then they also have, oh God, what is that area up there? Spring Valley, New York, upstate New York. You got to go over the George Washington Bridge and go north. The George Washington Bridge takes you into New Jersey, but since New Jersey and New York are one landmass, when you go north, you go back into New York, not the city part, but Spring Valley. I told you all about that guy, that Jewish guy that wanted me to drive him around. He wanted to go around to different topless bars and all this stuff. Well, he paid me handsomely. He just wanted to go and be on the down low with it. He was from Brooklyn and he came out to Queens and chilled out every Sunday watching every driver, who they were. He came over to me because he trusted me. Is that a good thing? I don't know. First, he didn't tell me, he just wanted me to take him around. He looked like an old Robert De Niro with a beard, like the way Robert De Niro looks now. And he had the little locks on the side and the hat. But like he wouldn't put that on until he got away from doing his dirt. You see what I mean? He put on a New York Yankees cap, tucked his locks up in there, and had some baggy pants, whatever. It's an old dude too. He was probably not as old as he looked, but he had this big business in Brooklyn. He never wanted me to pick him up there. And I would just drive around, wait outside, and sometimes he wanted me to come inside. And I'm saying, I hope this man don't think I'm his bodyguard. And it was all different races or whatever have you. He had a thing for Puerto Rican women or whatever. And he had Tourette's. I knew he had Tourette's because when he got excited, and it was something else, I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just going to roll and entertain y'all tonight. When he'd be in there and get a lap dance or whatever, he'd get excited, and the chick didn't understand what was going on because he would start saying, whoop, 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 whoop. And then he'd start cussing. He wasn't doing nothing violent, but he might lap dance with a girl or something like that. And I'm nearby, I'm like, listen, this guy has Tourette's. Huh? This guy has Tourette's. Whisper in her ear. He looking at me like, what are you talking? What are you telling her? It was funny. What was his name? Frankel? Not Yankel, but Frankel or something like that. Then I had to drive him all the way up to Spring Valley where it's quiet. I mean, they got that place locked down. Beautiful country, beautiful land. But he would usually get back home around 5:30, or when the sun is about to come up, and all them dudes dressed around in black walking early in the morning. It was spooky. It looked like that dude off of Poltergeist 2 that was at the door. Let me in. Yeah, I just looked down at the chat. Oh, April, yes, you're in Florida. Oh, I did 19 years in Orlando, and I know down there quite well. Driving for public transportation and working in the jail. Yeah, I know a little bit of everybody down there. Seriously. Some of them still call me, some of my buddies from down there. On social media, there might be somebody else listening right now, right? Yes, but you're right, Diane. Because it's almost like eating your own feces. And that's not, oh, you're in Miami. Wow, I want to do a little thing on Miami because I hear overall that Miami is on the way down, like it's getting a little worse. Of course, they'll always preserve the tourist areas and the nightclubs and all that stuff, but I'm hearing this from people that are real people, you know. I mean, I know you're real too, but I'm just kind of hearing this, and it's not what it was years ago. I mean, a lot of places are going down like that, but I'm hearing it's really, really the crime and just different things, which has always been crime down there, right? But we're not talking about the tourist areas and the night spots that everybody likes to go to, but off the beaten path, the real Miami, you know? That's what I want to talk about eventually. But yeah, let me see here. Economic disenfranchisement, systemic barriers to employment and economic advancement ensure that Black men remain marginalized, exacerbating tensions within relationships and communities. Yeah, I know it's a lot of madness. I know people down there, you know, but I like to get a cross section of, you know, what it's like, you know, and to get to know the people who I'm talking to a point. I don't have to know everybody's business, you know what I mean? And when I do, I keep my mouth shut. Yeah, but the economic disenfranchisement, hey, you know, if you don't have no money in a relationship, it's not that it's about money, but you both are trying to scratch and survive, and hopefully more than that. And when that man is not producing, there is tension. We have a lot of sisters that understand what's going on, that when you have a good man and he's always looking to be employed, always looking to do his own hustle. And I don't mean hustle in the street when I say that. For the people who don't understand that lingo, side jobs, your own little side businesses that you're growing, you should always have something that you're doing, no matter how small it is, be passionate about it. I don't care if it's just baking cakes. You pass out your cards to people and you make something good, give them a little sample, give them a little taste. As they come on over in front of my house in the yard, we're gonna have a little get together in the backyard and have all these cakes baked up, and I want you to come and get a slice. We're gonna play music, we're gonna have other food, do whatever it takes, build something while you can. Move in a proactive way and not in the way of desperation, where now something cataclysmic happens, you say, oh my God, I gotta hurt. No, you're not gonna work right mentally, trying to hurry up and catch up. When you're ahead of the game, set yourself up. Set yourself up and have a focus and a drive and a passion toward it. Like right now, I'm having an upswing, and I'm going to invest in some things in me that make this platform better so I can do better. I got different ideas that I'm learning and from observing from people who are sharing with me, people who are way above me in the creative levels and fields. I have been so blessed with that. And I heard something earlier today from 50 Cent. I'm going to echo it in one of my shorts or maybe a little video. I want to run with a little more that you take the people that are around anybody. If they're not bringing you up, and they don't have to be on your level, right? But they got to have the hunger to want to go up and the drive. I don't mind that. I'm not the epitome of anything because there are people who are helping me out with knowledge and information. And this is why I wake up every single day excited when I go to bed and I look at something or research something. I have a few things I want to look at after the show. And I'm going to tuck myself in early because I got up a little earlier today and I felt good about it. I was like, wow, I have more time to get stuff done. Now, tomorrow I plan on staying locked in, meditating, creating, planning, dealing with some loose ends of things. Because look, in a few hours, no matter where you are, August is gone. August is history. What have we done in August that we can be proud of? What have we done in August that has moved us forward? So while they plan on economic disenfranchisement, we have to be slick. And it's not a matter of saying something cliche. People say it now, oh, you need to have multiple streams of income. Yeah, that's true. But you need to be getting it. What is the main one? Hopefully we can build the thing that's outside of the job that they can take away from us into something good. And that's really what I want to zero in on, because I am a little deluded. I'm here and I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm going to still do everything, but I have to make something the main thing and make it work in a certain way. See, I don't want to say cursed, but I've been blessed with a lot of talents. And some people, I've heard other people say, oh, I've been cursed. No, I'm not cursed. I want more talents and abilities. What I'm saying is that sometimes we can have so many things that we want to do, that we are talented for, that we don't get anything at all. So in our economic disenfranchisement, let us let that be the creative ground through which we build on and inspire us to not depend on anybody or anything. Diane says America is on the way down. It is being intentionally targeting Black people. Yes, it has been that way. I'm not calling Black people roaches. I'm just using this analogy. You spray a roach, you spray a bunch of roaches, and most of them drop. And there's some of them that you sprayed, but they're still running. And you spray them even more. And now there's this fat roach trying to run up under the fridge. You're like, you ain't getting away. And you take the spray, put it right in his face. Shh. And he limps away and gets under the fridge. And you don't even know if he's alive or dead. So they're going to keep on increasing things. But I saw this decades ago. It was obvious. You see, back in the 70s and the 60s, but really the 70s all over New York City, in the Black shopping hubs, you always had that dude that had that rack of Black books. And it was always the same books, plus sometimes different ones. But that was so crucial. The people who brought those books up and internalized that knowledge knew what was coming. Because things were rough back then too. But never, never, never would people in my family who have transitioned, my mother, my father, if I could have brought that, if I could take a time machine and go back then, they would say, no way. What? What? No way. But yes. And my mother prophetically always said, Lance, I know many of us want to live forever, but I know on the next level I'll be all right. But one thing, your eyes are going to see some things that I would not believe. And I am not envious of any young child right now growing up, going into the world that it's going to be. She was quite prophetic. And she never said anything specific, like she's reading somebody's future. But she said these things. And I was always hip to that. And I always looked past the obvious distractions that were put out there. See, I'm not saying I'm right all the time. I'm not saying I predicted all of this. I would not even be dumb to say that. Anybody who knew me from the former platform that was taken away, right, to take away my credibility, I don't care about that. Those who hung with me and knew how I always talk, they always knew I talked this way. And I was, Lance, you crazy, man. They need to check you out. Whatever. Where are they now? Where are they now? And I never even had a problem of a person wanting to believe the American dream. Go ahead if you want to, but make it about you. Because nobody out here is going to give you anything as far as the government or America? How do they feel now? And I'm not hateful in using this thing to beat somebody over the head. I just never bit my tongue. I sat down with somebody, a good friend of mine. I remember it had to be, I think it was 1999. It was late 1999. And we had he nice guy, I love him. We grew up together, but he romanticizes America and he refuses to see reality for what it is. And it was almost an argument, but it wasn't. It got intense. We were sitting in his driveway in his car, and I lived across the street. We're just sitting there. And I told him, I said, listen, man, they tried the World Trade Center in 1993. They ain't done with it. And I told him, I said, they're not going to be happy until they do something to that building or until it was possible to bring it down. I said it. Oh, no, 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 no. Nothing can happen like that. By the time any enemy planes entered into our area, zone, our territory, they'd shoot it down. I said, I don't know about that, man. I'm not saying they won't, but something's going to happen, and it's not going to be something that anybody expected. I wish I was doing videos and stuff then, where you can hear me say this. I'm not lying to you. Well, the American military, and we have this weapon, and we have, man, you grown and you ain't really making no money on these jobs, and you talk, these people ain't gonna care about you. I'm telling you what is. Well, I would hope that America can defend itself. I'm not going to wish it any bad. But what about the people all over the world who had to feel the sting of the terrorist organization called USA, what they've done, the blood on their hands? Well, it seems like you're anti-American. I said, I can't be anti something that I'm not part of. I mean, like, yeah, on paper, you ask me, yes, I'm an American, born an American. I'm not delusional about it. The America that they have now, the system, is what I have a problem with. I don't hate people. Or you love America, you love the system. See, most, even white folks, don't even love the system right now. You know, ones that are running behind the Democrats in this Kamala business, I can't believe it. I can't believe how stupid people are. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe it. It's right in your face. Right in your face. It's gonna be all over your face soon. Like that song back from the 1980 by Loose Joints. Is it all over my face? You got me love dancing. That's crazy. Next, promotion of homosexuality in media. Ooh, they're going to get me for this one. While representation matters, the disproportionate promotion of homosexuality among Black men in media can be seen as a tactic to reduce the number of Black families and future generations. And there were studies that were done with the numbers of official coming out the closet homosexuals in the country, in America. It was basically, it was not even as much. Now we know it's a lot, but it's not as much as they want us to think. When it came to transgenders, they make it seem like every fourth man or woman out here is a transgender. That is such a small category. Why are you pushing this? And why do we have to be the face of everything decadent and off, away from our, how can I say it, our traditions, yeah? Our tribal traditions, our practices. Why have we been moved so far away from that in a short period of time? The early 60s, the majority of Black families were headed by married heterosexual couples. Yeah, men cheated. Yeah, women cheated sometime. Yeah, and homosexuality was there, right? I mean, hey, I love James Baldwin, but I don't like what he was doing. But that's not my business. At least with James Baldwin, let me tell you something, that's a bad dude. Not because of what he was doing behind closed doors, but despite that he told the world, you know, I'm a Black man first. And this is what I want to see with Black men who happen to go that way. Really, you're a Black man first. Don't use homosexuality and being up under that umbrella to think you erased your blackness because you go to a couple of LGBTQ rallies, and like I always sing the song with it, they only have you there because you're a little black spot on the sun today. It makes it look good. It's the black side of the rainbow. Well, rainbows don't have black in it, but since you black, they might as well put black in the rainbow, right? They're not even trying to represent you. And do you know how the sting of homosexual racism feels? When you run up on a dude who's racist and he's a homo, that's like throwing alcohol or whiskey on your wounds. Like, yo, this dude is doing this. He ain't going to be racist toward me. Oh, man, what a combination, right? What a cocktail. Oh, man, I shouldn't have said cock, right? Cocktail, that's what I meant. Freudian slip. No, it wasn't. I said it on purpose. But it's crazy. Yes, America is on its way down. And when you look at the dynasties and kingdoms and civilizations that were great in the past, right before they came down, they were involved in all types of decadence according to the righteousness of the spirit. You know when you're not supposed to be doing something. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing else, no man-made religion, nothing that we misinterpret. We know right from wrong. Animals know right from wrong. You whip a dog because he went over there and took a dump on your brand new carpet, and he got to go real bad. He'll rather go out there where you have the vinyl tile or the tile near the door. And if you don't let him out, you'll understand. In other words, I got an SHIT. Please let me out. So you can't go mad when he does it over there, but not on the rug. So you get a little angry. Oh, I still got to clean this up, but at least, right? But they always promote us. Barack Obama gave that basketball player a phone call. I don't follow basketball, but it was a couple of years ago. It had to be 2016, 17. Gave him a phone call. Yeah, gave him a phone call. Well, it was during his presidency, so it had to be earlier than that. Time flies. Gave him a phone call, congratulating him on how brave he's been to stand up for. Come on, man. You catering to them people because you want to. Yeah, he had Michelle Obama. I don't know about calling her a man or whatever have you, but you know what I mean? The kids, I'm not going there. It's done with. But you know about him getting them limousine rides and sniffing the coke and, having his little ding-a-ling played with the white guy and that stripper that used to mess with him, allegedly, and he was deleted, unalived, here no more. So it's a lot of things going around. I'll tell you one thing, people say things about me, but it's not on that level. No homo business here. Might have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 more girlfriends that I should have had, but it's not going to be like that. No way. But they're very careful in what they have come out. I mean, the internet is ripping Kamala Harris apart, playing clips. How are you going to be a liar politically in this day and age when everything is recorded and they can play it back and they can string it together and they can catch you lying 10 times over, but they're pushing her? The media is a powerful thing, and the media is not our friend. This is why the most important thing is for us to have our own media. We got to have our own media. And when I see these entertainers and athletes, I know, look, if I was some sports figure and was making countless millions, oh, you best believe there's going to be a dope version of YouTube for us. And I'll let everybody in. Yeah, because when you have a business, you just don't want to stay where nobody else can come in. Yeah, we want your money too. You may not like us, but we're going to take that money, but we're going to use it for us now. There's no Chinese store, no shop, Chinese hand laundry. Oh, no, we don't take black people. They may not like us, but they're going to take our money. And they're going to bring it back to where they live. I knew Chinese businesses in the black community that when I found myself in different affluent communities that were kind of exclusive and the same, oh, look, that's where you live, man. Hey, they act like they don't know you now. We don't want to see you come around here, Negro. We see you in your ghetto when we taking your money. Extra dark sauce? Global population control efforts. Initiatives aimed at reducing birth rates in African and Black communities under the guise of health interventions raise concerns about the true intentions behind these efforts. Who comes to mind? Bill Gates. We're making this vaccine. We're going to have it go in Kenya. Have it? No, have it in Europe. Have it in your places where y'all come from. Why us? Why are we the guinea pigs of the world? Right? Malaria has always been there. I had it more than once, but the first time almost killed me. I had it again a few weeks ago and took the medication in time because it creeps up on you. It's not like you don't know. You're feeling bad long before you can die. The first time I had it, you'll remember, woo! May of 2019. I almost didn't see June, right? And it hit me hard. It hit me hard. And the other thing that most people forget about me is that I have Lyme's disease. I caught a double whammy, right? And dealing with that, there is no cure, but it's like, take care of yourself, eat good, rest good. I'm stronger than ever before. But the main thing with that is fatigue. And for some reason, I dodged that bullet. I'm just kicking Lyme's disease in the behind. I think good, I live good, I eat good. And I'm not saying it's like, I do this good and I'm living so well. No, I'm not rich. I know how to take care of myself. You know what I mean? Mental health stigma. The lack of access to mental health resources and the stigma surrounding mental health in Black communities, I ain't crazy, perpetrate cycles of trauma and division within families. We don't have that access in our communities, and what little access we have, we don't want to go to it. I saw SCURV coming out there, a little crazy clinic or whatever. No, I never had to go to one. I'm just saying. But if I had to, I'm like, listen, I'm stressed. I'm overextended. I'm thinking these crazy thoughts. No, I'm not crazy thoughts of doing anything to anybody, but just like, you know, you just want to punch somebody. Your threshold has changed, and you know that you're not right. And long before you want to catch it and bring yourself back into balance. There is nothing wrong. So do you feel guilty when you tune up your car? You just wanted to have black smoke coming out the exhaust? No. I never changed the oil because they're going to think my car is crazy. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same daggone thing. 10 ways to counteract the engineered division. Let me just scroll down here. Yeah. Promote Black love. I love to say that. Promote Black love. I want to paint that somewhere. Big Black love. And have a man. You know how they have the man and the woman, they're naked, but they're embracing, and it's not a lewd picture. You can see like halfway mid-thigh, and you might see the side of her breast and the nipple. That's beautiful, right? And they're looking intently in each other's eyes, and she has the afro, and he has a little afro, and then he's handsome and she's fine, and you see the chemistry, and you got the moon and the stars behind them, the elements, the trees, nature. Oh, that's such a beautiful scene. Not in some little bed bug having rat infested motel. You haven't lived until you go out in nature barefoot and make love. Go where nobody can see you. Go out in nature. Check that out. Try that out sometime. It's hard to do in America because you get locked up if you go out in nature in a public park and try that. But I'm just saying that. And I'm not saying even to do that. All I'm saying is that the things we run down, it's like it's not helping us. We live in this world. We're going to have vehicles and pay bills and have debit cards and all that stuff and everything, but be ready to let all of that go. But the basic ain't bad at all. Sitting up on the porch and just eating fruit for a while, rubbing feet with the one you love and laughing and talking, and you kiss them on the forehead and you smell that little scent in the hairline. You say, you smell like a sweet little baby. And you feel the warmth of them next to you, and you cheek to cheek. I don't need $1 million to feel that way. I don't need to be the most famous in the world to feel that way. I don't have to have a reputation in the street to feel that heavenly feeling. And you inhale and you smell the flowers and you feel the breeze. Boy, that's the best way to save money. I don't have to go out there and try to prove nothing to nobody that I have this and I have that. No. Real Black love at the core. It's a beautiful thing. Diane says Obama was brought in to push the gay agenda, and that's why I didn't vote for him. They're going right. People were going crazy over this person who, did not have our experience. And there's some people who say that he's not really even that, what they claim. There's a white mother and they say a Kenyan father, but when I had Judge Joe Brown on the show, he exposed him. He knows a lot about Barack Obama and being the richest president ever. Filthy rich. Came out of nowhere. Community organizer. I mean, like, where did he come from? Then when he spoke at the Democratic convention, was it 2004? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So who is this guy? They're grooming you. They take time. You got to watch who they're bringing up now, who they're strategically moving to fool you and do the Vulcan mind meld on your mind and find out where you stand and do the Jedi mind tricks on you, right? Another way also is to reject materialism, encourage a shift away from materialistic values and toward prioritizing relationships, family, and community over wealth and possession. For those who had a chance to experience, it could be a grandmother's house, it could be a mother's house, it could be where you grew up, it could be another family. And they're preparing that dinner. I'm not just talking about the food's good, but the love when you finally sit around, you're eating, you're talking, you're vibrating. Our vibrations are being reduced. We bring in the cell phone, the smartphone, which is really a dumb phone, to the dinner table. And we're all sitting around eating food, not talking, looking at the phone. People are in their room sometime and text their family member to bring in the remote control. Texting them, and they're 2 rooms over. When you see lions and tigers and elephants and giraffes, you see them out in nature, and they're claned up with each other. I'm not talking about the KKK, I'm talking about CLAN, clan, tribe. There's an energy about them. When you see the kittens come out the mother's stomach, when they go to sleep, finally, when they're outside of the stomach, they sleep in a way that emulates their positioning in the womb. They're all spooned up and they're all breathing the same. Their little bellies are going up and down and up and down. And the mother is laying by her side to show that you just don't come out the womb and just run off downtown. No, there's a cohesiveness that goes beyond. Of course you become adults. You're not a child anymore. But you still have that connection, and we're losing that. We're like that astronaut who's high above, way up in space, and he goes away from the ship with that lifeline, and somehow that lifeline gets cut, and now you're floating away. And here we are floating away from each other. We had it so strong that even when we saw strangers who had that connection to their family, we'd recognize the soul that they have inside of them. We got soul. The other people didn't make no soul music. The other people didn't cook no soul food. Huh? Even in our pain, they copy us in the blues, but who made the blues? Who made rock and roll? Who made all of this stuff that they've hijacked and taken from us so we're like that astronaut floating out in space? We see each other. Hey, how you doing? I hope I don't land on Mars. Well, I hope I land somewhere. I might float off past Pluto. And the common thread is removed from the fabric of our community. I've been seeing this. And I hate it. You can't say you hate. Yeah, I hate that. And if somebody's orchestrating it, I righteously hate them too. Something we're scared to do. You can't say that. All these politically correct Negroes trying to tell you what you can't say. What, you gonna tell me I can't feel something either? If I say something, it's coming from how I feel. Because I don't like what I see. And for me, it's not gonna be where I'm gonna just mellow out. I'm not the mellow out type of Negro. I'm not calling myself a Negro, I said that for effect. I'm gonna be more and more righteously pissed, but at the same time, I'm gonna be more and more righteously enjoying life, which pisses them off. It pisses them off when you reject the system that they want to put around your neck as a noose and you run away from it. I don't mean run with fear, but you walk away from it. They don't like that. We can't have him out here inspiring people, saying he went somewhere else and he's enjoying it. My house ain't finished yet. There's some amenities I need to have in here in time, but I'm loving it. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm trying to go, like I always say, nah, 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 nah. I'm not. No, I love America, my people, and the land. Other than that, the system, I hate it because it's stripping us of this connection. When I was walking through the market today, I was sending some visuals to a friend of mine, my dear friend Kevin, and I was just, it does not look like Jamaica Avenue in Queens, New York. It doesn't look like that big shopping Lenox Mall down in Atlanta. It doesn't look like Millennium Mall down in Orlando, Florida. All the different malls I've been in different parts of the country, it does not look like that. Because I go to where the common man goes, the struggling folks go. There's tourist spots down here, and there's areas that are so-called more affluent, but I love being with my basic people. And I'm walking, and the more that I'm here, the more and more people call out to me and give me the hug. There are people that don't even speak English that I talk to, and we joke with each other because we know what each other's saying. I remember there's this one young lady, she sells fruits and vegetables out there, and they sit down. They had little seats, little stools and stuff like that. Sometimes they pull up a little cardboard and lay on it and sell what they sell. So I don't turn my nose when I walk up past them. I wanted to get her on. I was going to record it today. Next time I want to record it, right? And she's always calling to me. I missed her. I was walking down. I was kind of thinking, oh, I got to get to the store before it closes, this one particular one I want to go to. And she called me, hey, hey, hey. And people, they didn't know our joke, right? She stood up and she grabbed one of her butt cheeks and arched her back and went, that's our inside joke, right? I did the same thing. And everybody started laughing because we were there talking one day about trying to buy something she was selling. Like I said, she doesn't speak full English. She understands a little bit, right? And so somebody walked by doing a rolling fart. There's a dude just walking like nothing was going on, just sneaking it. I looked. This guy's walking casual. The older guy, real tall. He was cutting one. And it was a windy day. And we still smelled it. I'm like, oh my God, that's one of them oil-based farts. I don't care how much wind is blowing. It's like a satellite. It's going to stay in one fixed position. And we went, ooh. And I was waving my hand. I said, look what he did. Pointing at him. So every time we see each other, we fart. We simulate a fart and laugh. Look, that may not be the most pristine, dignified way of showing love, but we have a connection. Because if I ever saw that woman get in trouble, I have a love for her because of our connection. I don't have to know everything about her, right? I mean, that's the way it should be, whatever level we're on. But we're so caught up in trying to be this and just be your real self and vibe as your real self. I have my bulleted points as I'm reading, but there's no script for me talking. I'm just talking regular. That's what I do. I'm not sitting here anal retentive and yes, this is the Lancescurv showing blah, 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 blah. Nah, you know, I'm human. I don't always hit the mute button when I ease one off. You ain't gonna smell it. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Empower Black women and men. Promote respect, love, and partnership between Black men and women. Rejecting the divisive narratives that pit us against each other. I can see myself as an old man. But I'm going to start from now. I'm not going to allow that kind of stuff around me. And whoever's around me dissing the man, dissing the woman dissing the man, I'm going to give them a lecture. They're going to hate to see me coming. Oh, here come that old man. We give it. Watch what you say around him. But at least they give me that much respect. Because that's what I'm all about. I don't hate anybody. We have enough things in our community that need repair, that we need to get down grassroots and talk about it and move forward with what's ever in our path. We all are revolutionaries. They don't want us to know that. They want us to wait for one person. Oh, we got to wait for the next Malcolm X. No, you are the next Malcolm X. Male and female, the spirit of it. You can pick a female too, who's a revolutionary if you want to identify with. I identify with a lot of revolutionaries. You know what I mean? I remember way back, my mother had me at some gathering. It was inside. and Shirley Chisholm was running for president. I forgot, what was it, 72 or something like that? And I don't have a picture of it, but she got down after everybody was talking. They had the little panel, and it wasn't some rally for anything. It wasn't a political thing. She just happened to be there. And I remember the people, I was like, Mommy, ain't that lady? You know what I mean? I didn't remember the name, but I saw on TV so much. Ain't that lady? She said, yeah, that's Shirley Chisholm. And she heard my mother low on her breath because we were sitting toward the front, the second row. And so she waved at me. I was like, oh, wow. And I waved back like a little scared kid, like, oh, that lady waved at me. So she was talking with different people. We were standing there talking to different people because my mother was very involved in the community. And this is where I get this from. My father too, in his own way, but he was getting that bag for us. You know what I mean? And he spoke strong wherever he was. So this is why I'm the way I am, because this is all I know from home. I can't be anybody else, right? And when I say I'm bigger than YouTube, I'm not trying to say I'm some big famous whatever. The mission I have is bigger than damn YouTube. So if you want to shut me down, go ahead and shut me down. You're not going to shut my mouth. I'm going to be somewhere talking, right? That stuff don't bother me. How am I going to be a 61-year-old man? Oh, they took my channel. Like a kid that got bullied and took the lunch money from me. They're the ones scared of me. They don't want what we talk about to spread. And consistent, not like we'll allow them 10 shows to talk about, you know, just mainstream stuff. And if they talk about those black issues, those Negro issues, we'll let them slide because they're not, no. Everything I do, even when it's something that may appear not to be, where it's black in the title, it's something that's going to affect us, and we need to talk. And that's why I say we need to broaden our mental horizons, because it's a big world out there. And if we can bring back the information to our own community, we're better off. Just like the Chinese people bring back all the black money. They don't want to see you in the neighborhood when they get a lot of money, right? But they utilize it for their benefit. So it doesn't just have to be like some of the entities out here, black. We know it. If I write something, or write an article, and my face is on it, they automatically go, oh, it's a black article. We know that. But a lot of us don't see beyond that to bring in the total power of the universe to aid us. They don't want us to have that connection. See? We're so angry as we should be righteously. But we don't see beyond that. When we're attacked, that's the best time to be calm so you can think. But as you're thinking, you plot your counterattack, a forever counterattack, not just tit for tat. They shot us, we're going to shoot. No. How are we going to stop their assault on us over the next few decades? How do we stop the control where we need their jobs? How are we going to stop the control where they can have power over our households through the media, through the things we suck on? How do we have power over those things to stop that so we can have a nice dinner with our own family without their mess being a part of our world? You say, well, my kids are safe. They're going to school. My husband and my wife, they're safe. They went to work. They came home. But your children are home on these computers with the wicked algorithms putting things in their head to mess us up. But we've discovered things about them that we didn't put in them. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Empower. Okay, yeah. I already said that one. I'm blurred right now. I'm in another world right now. Advocate for policy change. Push for policies that support Black families, reduce incarceration rates, and provide economic opportunities for Black communities. But we're not unified enough to do that. If Megan Thee Stallion twerks somewhere, we might go there and, oh, yes, well, she twerked and she shook her behind, and now we're going to be knowledgeable about these policies. Kamala Harris knows what to do. She had Megan Thee Stallion there, shaking and twerking. Black entertainers, usually decadent athletes, like Malcolm X said. I said it on the show the other day. Our entertainers and athletes are our leaders. And those, athletes and entertainers are bought and sold by certain people that Kanye West had a problem with. So what does that tell you? If we buck dance for these people that are in control, look, I want to do a show on this too. Why can't we have one of our own, set up our own social media? I mean, like something powerful, because let me tell you something. It takes a lot to run YouTube. It ain't like YouTube is some little corner store somewhere. You know what I mean? Oh, there go YouTube. Those buildings, those servers, those, oh man. And it grows and grows. You know how many countless millions of videos get uploaded every day? You just can't have no little corner store and set it up. It takes a lot. But the influence of it, what if we control the narratives and we control the algorithms and did it righteously? We have enough. All of the money we spend in America alone. What if we had a black social media tax that we submitted to? I mean, they taxing the hell out of everything else we do. Not a tax for the government, but something taken out. A penny. 1 penny. 10 cents. That's it. 10 cents, y'all. Every black man and woman have 10 cents taken out of their money. If they want to give more, you can give more, but 10 cents. Could we do it in 2 years then maybe? They talk about how you have all these billions and $1 trillion and change. Imagine 1/10 of that. How many billions would that be? And then look at the employment possibilities. Not even employment in that big, huge structure or chain of structures that house the servers, right? But all over the world. Just like you can get paid by YouTube. We can employ our own for creating content. There can be an online shop where you sell your creative things. Now, if you want to go and you have somebody else on the platform, I'll allow that because that's more money coming in for us at the core. Right? And we have it just as glossy, just as good, just as entertaining. And you can go back and watch YouTube if you want, a little bit. But we're going to make it so hot with our own money. When are we? Nobody's going to hand us anything. I'm not waiting for reparations. If it comes, trust me, I'll be on the first plane to America to get my check in my hand. And I'm going to hurry and put it where I know it has to go. You know why? Because the minute they give us reparations, that next week, they're going to crash the dollar. They're going to crash the dollar for real, for real. The US dollar is worth 1.5 cents. That'd be tragic. So do what you have to do. Gifty Sade. Just arriving, but I made it. Yes, I know you're here. I see you here. I'm so glad. Yeah. Look at that. Look what Gifty said. Black people raised multiple millions in 24 hours for Kanmala's campaign. Kumala. Kanmala. Oh, I did her wrong. I spelled her first syllable, C-U-M. Oh, God. You know what that means. We know what she did. And it wasn't out of love. Wasn't in a relationship. I am not going to talk like Paul Mooney tonight. She sucked her way to the top. Let's call it for what it is. That's what it is. Advocate. Okay, look, I'm going backwards now. I'm so hyped with this thing. Stay vigilant. Recognize the ongoing efforts to undermine our unity and remain vigilant in counteracting these tactics to ensure the survival and prosperity of Black communities. But the damn thing is, we have to know, we have to see it. We love shiny red things. We love hedonistic practices. We love to party and have a good time. We don't want to face the pain, so we want the pleasure. It's not all about pleasure. For me, if you can rewire yourself and make the pain pleasurable. Now, I'm not talking about being masochistic. You know, put the nipple clamps on me and give me some pain to enhance them. No, I'm not talking about that. That's what you do behind closed doors. Fine. Like I said, there's nothing my eyes have not seen. I'm talking about the pain of sacrifice. It should not be a pain. Like I've said it a million times before. When that mother goes through a labor, 5 hours, 10, 11 hours, 24 hours, I heard sometime. Oh my God. And she's screaming and hysterical and cussing the doctor and cussing a second grade teacher who's probably not even alive anymore. But when that baby comes, even as her private parts are still expanded, and her stomach is still expanded, and the birth portal is still expanded, and the bones didn't come back together yet. And she holds that child in her arms, and she's still in pain, but she forgets all about the pain. Now, you know you're supposed to go home and rest after you have a child. But if any one person, I don't care how big and strong of a man it is, tries to do damage to that child in her arms after she gave birth, you might as well try to fight the army. You have a better chance of winning. You see what I mean? But this connection that we have on a spiritual level, this system has eroded it and destroyed it and continues to do so. So we as man and woman can't come together. I'm speaking decent now when I said that. Well, no, yeah, we need to come together too and make more life. But plan on it. Don't let it be circumstantial behind the pleasure. Go into it in an organized way. This is why marriage and commitment, dating first, to know the energy, courting, to be exclusive, engagement, to finalize everything, and then marriage. And just know that it's not for everybody to be married that way. Some of us have a work to do. And it's not for us to be married to a person, but we're married to our community. So I want the men and women out there who are always chastised, when you gonna find somebody? It's not for them. There are special people amongst us that have a job to do and a work to do that will influence and help to motivate the whole community worldwide, even if it's just a community in your neighborhood. Every chess piece can't move the same way on the chessboard. Everybody on the baseball team can't stand on the same position. If the whole team stood on first base and I'm at bat, I'm going to drive it down third base or center field. We are spread out. We all have a mission. And the biggest thing you can do for your people, I'm not saying anybody here that they just, I just go with my job, come home, give me a little something to drink and whatever. That's nothing. You got to make waves so that when you transition, your void is felt. Not because it's going to be a void now, because you should be influencing people that follow behind you to fill that void, but the void of your energy will be felt coming from you, and it should be in everybody else. Like at the end of the Malcolm X movie, I am Malcolm X. I am Malcolm X. Huh? Little kid in school, I am Malcolm X. All the different accents and whatnot. This is what you want. How could you live and die in a nondescript life? And I don't mean you all have to be on YouTube and in front of the lights, but influence those people behind the scenes. See, I like the behind the scenes stuff. I love it. Okay, here it is. Ooh, thank you, Gifty. News reported Harris campaign skyrockets with 81 million in 24 hours as Black voters rally support. Another quote, 44,000 Black women on a Zoom call raised 1.5 million in just 3 hours for Kamala. Well, I'm happy for you if that's what you want. But when you finally get what you think you wanted, don't complain to me. Don't complain to me. Giant Gain says, we have the money for scandalous shenanigans, but not for the love of ourselves, our families, and our lifeline. So true. Wow. Wow. Let me wrap this down. Let me just put the link if anybody wants to come in, and I'm going to just speak on something and come to a conclusion. And I said I might not do a live show more. I'm lying. I'm going to do one because I'm just going to be in all day. I'm going to record a lot of things. But if, you know, my stomach is well, I'm good. I'm strong. I don't see why not. What else would I be doing? Right? But if I ever don't do something, you know, I'm behind the scenes doing something. Now, when I get a Starlink coming in and I'm installing things, I have to, that may be one day that I overexert myself, but I say that, they say it's so simple. And when I get, oh man, I can't wait. Can't wait, I can't wait. The engineered divide between Black men and women is a calculated effort to weaken our communities and maintain control over our potential power. By understanding the forces at play and taking active steps to counteract these efforts, we can rebuild the bonds that have historically made us strong and ensure a future where Black love, unity, and strength prevail. It is up to us to reject the narratives that seek to divide us and to build a world where Black families thrive, free from the chains of systemic oppression. The link is in the chat room. Anybody wants to come on in, feel free. If not, it's okay. We're going to get up and we're going to do this every day. We're going to have church up in here. Wow. But see how fast the money can come? See that? When some of us put our mind to it, it's there. Why can't we have a Black-based movie entertainment conglomerate employing Black people who want to speak freely and write scripts freely and have movies freely and not the same old controlled actors and actresses? Huh? Why can't we have that? But no, it has to be controlled by them people telling us what we got to say in the movies. Oh, you didn't say nigger enough anymore. Why would you come and say that about us? So you telling us that, and there's some great people out here in these different industries, but you speak on something too important to us and those other people don't like it. And they'll want to take away your livelihood. You got to eat, right? Sports teams and the whole sports industry. You got basketball players running up and down the court, and you got old white men who own these teams looking at the players like they're slaves, and they can't even walk up the steps with their bad knees. We support these things that don't support us. I'm remaining neutral in what I say about this whole thing going on, but you know I'm not really going to remain neutral. Another one from Gifty Sydney. In Kamala's money goes to her family, which is her non-Black husband from a certain powerful group and his children. Aha! Oh, I was supposed to talk about that. She didn't even marry Black. Black men and women need to get on code and unify now. But you know what? I'm not going to hold her to task, Gifty, because she ain't Black. But I know what you're saying, though. And she hitched up with the right one. One of them anti-Kanye West people. I was supposed to do something on that. I'm going to do it. But I'm probably going to do it on SoundCloud, Patreon membership. You know what? I'm not going to touch the membership because membership is connected to YouTube. I have to put it on the Patreon. If you want to throw $1 to get in on that, just put $1. I just have it. It's not to rip people off. It's just that I can put stuff there that I can't put anywhere else. And from what I'm seeing, you know, Rumble has its ways, but it's not a video where you're going to see me anyway. I don't mind being seen and saying what I say. I have no fear. I spoke this way in America, working with the public. Huh? I had a bus driver. I had a passenger when I was a bus driver. I used to get on MF and Lancescurv, old white man. And he said this under his breath every day. So I realized, I said, I'm going to watch this joker because he's on the bus watching me. He might try to pull out a pistol or something. If I ever see anything like that, I was like, I'm going to jump on him. Trust me. But anyway, like, you know, I got to talk about these things. And these people that support her, they don't want to hear it. I don't know what it is. What the hell did she do? What is she, a succubus and visited everybody in the middle of the night and made them feel good? She did it to half of Washington anyway, right? What? Look, black folks are under a spell. Black folks are under a spell, I'm convinced. You're right, Loyalty 777. Black love and unity is the only way we will win. Divided if we are weak. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She's not even black. Told you that she wasn't even going to help black people, but you help everybody else. You're going to continue Biden's policies in the Middle East. We just don't know. I mean, I guess all of this worked. I guess all of the brainwashing and mind FUCKing worked on black people. It worked. Not on us, but it worked. And I get attacked, via email, text message. I don't mind. It gives me something to talk about. Thanks for listening. You know what I mean? Be mad. Thanks for your viewership. Oh, man. I can't wait to see. Look, this is all I'm going to say, and I'm going to wrap it up. Prepare yourself. It's going to be a lot of, I hate to say it, but it's going to be bloodshed. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. And these are the same people, these Democrats, who have allowed these Venezuelan gangs to come in and take over those apartment buildings, like I said in the beginning of the show, in Colorado. I got it from a reputable source. I just have to get the facts straight. I'm going to talk about that in a little 10, 15-minute audio video tomorrow. I'm going to rattle off a bunch of them bad boys. There's a lot of things that I talk about. Facts. Not just emotion, but facts. Oh, I will get passionate in my delivery. Yes. It's sickening. Yeah. Biden has been sick for over 2 years. She has been running things. But you know what? I don't think it's her really. She's in that position. I don't think it's like just her. Right? It's people whispering in her ear and people, and that was a takeover when he resigned anyway. They broke it down. It wasn't from any official document, presidential letterhead, and it didn't sound like, even those people were talking about it. Yeah. And let's just say she was running things. What has she done? What has she done for us lately? Well, if I become president, I'll do this and I'll do this and I'll do that. Well, you're vice president. You've been here for 3.5 years, whatever, a little more than that, and you haven't done anything. And now you're in position with him really, teeter-tottering off to, I believe he was sick longer than that. He was much stronger when he was up there with Obama, and he just took a turn for the worse. And they got to preserve him to the public. So as bad as he looked in public, it was worse than that. Probably walking around the White House at night with no drawers on, the shirt, wandering out of his room. Secret Service has to guide him back. Going in the closet and thinking it's a bathroom and pissing in somebody's boots. Oh, I thought this was the bathroom. Yes, I can't wait, Diane, for it to be over. Yeah, Clinton, Obama, and the higher ups. They never left. They just take turns. And whoever doesn't look like they're part of them, they're taking the narrative. It's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Right. No, so I agree with you that if she's been running things, she's doing what she's told. That's what a president is anyway. The shadow government's behind them. They're doing what they're told. It's like tag team wrestling. Obama was in the ring, he's done. Biden, Clinton, but they're still there. They're still there. And they're still going to push for the things they always push for. Wow. Wow. Camilla Lewinsky. I'm never going to let her forget that. Listen, y'all, I don't want to go, but I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm going to research some things. I'm going to lay down and rest a little bit. I got a good sleep last night. I really, really did. And I got everything done today that I wanted to get done. Everything. I'm happy. I love days like that. And I love the focus. I love the drive. And I love the fact that at the end of the day, which is kind of like the end of my day, because right now it's 10:26, that I can sit down and vibe with you all and share little comments and draw closer together and know that I'm not by myself in my ideology. Even if a person came here and disagreed, I have no problem with that if they do so in a respectful and intelligent way. But it's really nice to go through all of this and dissect the news and ideologies and things we believe in and know in. You know, it really means a lot. And that's the way you're supposed to use social media, you know. So anyway, let me run. Let me go. I don't want to go. It's let me see here. Let me operate this stuff here and get this stuff right. So I will talk to you tomorrow. I have content, and I'm going to come on. I might come on a little earlier since it's Sunday. That's what I meant to say. I plan on not leaving the premises, so I'll be here thinking all kind of creative thoughts, and that's what it's going to be. But anyway, much love to you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, have a great weekend. Giant Game, Diane, Gifty. You know what? I'm going to take time to go through everybody's name. Giant Game, Diane, Gifty, Loyalty 777. Let me see who else is here earlier. I think that's all that was in the chat room. Let me see. Sometimes you check the April. Yes, April. Yes, I'm not going to forget you, even if you're not here or still here, whatever. Yeah, and all those who are listening who didn't come to the chat room, it's okay. I know you're peeping. That's good, though. Whether you're peeping or show your face, at least you're here. Much love to you all. Take care, and I will talk to you and see you, Creator willing, tomorrow. Peace.
Take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Can't be a real, might get you canceled. The whole system need to dismantle. Coppers treated like the utmost wanted. Trying to rule the block but don't know what goes on it. News got a story with a new take on me. Carrying out the window with the screw face on me. But I know that God love me when my burn 95 degrees and I can't get sunburn. Wonder when your government don't make me legal. Burn the whole city if I can't be equal. Get off my please, Brad, I earned that. 400 years, how you still ain't learned that? I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Oh yes sir. I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Shout out to the trying to gentrify the genre. Tell them free my middle finger to your honor. End of days coming down to seconds on the timer. Goofy still trying to purchase that designer. About to buy, learn to grow my own food. Cause I don't like the look they give me in the Whole Foods. And when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. But it ain't on me now, I'm limping cause my head. I'm tryna do more for the soul, way less for the bread. Yes sir, I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I see the things that they do way less than they said. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real, baby, look out. Cause it's a war on the real, baby, look outside. A war on the real,